Hello, hello, hello. This is your friend, Deborah Deras, and we are back for another episode of the Align for Success podcast. I am so excited because this is going to be a magnificent show. I'm Deborah Deras, Latina speaker, author, and your guide to peak performance. Each week, I bring you an inspiring expert, someone that is my mentor, that has inspired me to do the inner work and that I know will inspire you, not only in mindset, but also in manifestation and aligning with your goals and dreams. And it is my intention that from this podcast, you are able to connect to your soul's contract, to know your unique talent, skills, and abilities can be out into the world and not be afraid to shine your light. And each week we have different guests on different topics. And thank you so much for joining me today because we have a very special guest. She's my mermiga. What's a mermiga? Well, she coined the term. Her name is Britt. You know, when you have a friend, she's your amiga. But when you meet a mermaid in real life, which as you can see by her blue hair, this mermiga of mine, we first met on the water, believe it or not. We were paddleboarding, and all of a sudden, by the energy of the universe, my board was facing her board. And no matter how hard we tried to face the instructor and to be in the formation of the paddleboarding class, we couldn't. Our boards kept magnetizing, and eventually we just surrendered. And it was like literally being, if you've ever done a Sufi dancing class, Sufi dancing is when you look into each other's souls and connect heart to heart, soul to soul. And I looked at her and I was like, she is beautiful inside and out. She has this inner light that shines. And I was like, wow, I want to get to know her. I want to know who she is and what she's about. And I was so glad that we connected through the blessing of Instagram. We stayed
Mhm.
connected because after that, I think she was out of town, back in her home state of Boston, and I was in the process of moving. And you're not going to believe this. Like 6 or maybe 8 weeks, maybe longer, 8, 12 weeks later, I moved right on the same street that my beloved Mermiga lives. It's called Strong's the street. And she lives on one side, west side, and I live on the east side, Marina, Venice. And guess what? Now we are each other's neighbors. We're friends, but more important, she's my health coach. And she is going to share with you her philosophy to have sustainable weight loss. So before I even begin to introduce her, Emma and everybody listening, I invite you to please share this podcast. If you're watching it on Facebook, share it to your people. If you're listening to it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, you comment, you like. If you're listening to it after the fact on Spotify, iTunes, write a review. Let us know how amazing the podcast is and how it will help you because I really do the show for you. So thank you so much for taking time out of your making dinner or entertaining your family to be here. So let's align for success. So today's show is being sponsored by the Ignite Your Revenue Coaching Group. It is a group coaching program that is the Netflix of mindset, marketing, and manifestation videos, where each and every month you get 3 videos that help you remove the sabotaging ego, that help you learn marketing, like how to podcast, how to do Instagram Reels, how to do a dynamic webinar, and also manifestation strategies so that you can not push and pull and hustle and make things happen, but you can align to magnetize new clients, new products, new services, whatever it is you like. And we have an amazing group of soul based entrepreneurs. And once a month, we get together and there is sharing of successes, there's synergizing of resources, and there's group coaching with myself, Deborah Deras. If you want to know more about it, you can go to my website at deborahderas.com and join us for our next group coaching meeting. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce Britt Devane. Britt believes that health is a journey, not a destination, where each step serves a purpose. When fueled properly with movement, a strong intention, an abundant rainbow of whole foods that align with our bodies, we can achieve balance and vitality that is sustainable for life. Keyword sustainable. And her background is she is a certified health coach and wellness enthusiast who, through her own experience, personal experience, fluctuating weight and health concerns, discovered the power of nutrition, movement, and a positive mindset. After a decade of yo yo weight loss and dieting, I've got a few decades. um, she realized that she had to start doing things differently. She coached herself. Start with yourself to lose and sustain a 40-pound weight loss. What? I'm so impressed. She normalized her blood pressure and cholesterol and in turn found her new passion for all things wellness. Using her experience, continued education, and passion, she now coaches and empowers others to take charge of their health and well being in a way that is sustainable for life through her holistic, healthy lifestyle coaching program called Balance with Brit. Ooh la la! Balance with Brit. And you can connect with her and look at her website at www.balancewithbrit.com. Welcome, Brit.
Thank you so much, Deb, for that amazing intro. I'm still
Yes,
thinking of how we met on the
I've been looking
paddleboard.
forward to having you on the show for so long. I remember we had first scheduled you in February, and then I moved up the podcast because I wasn't feeling it for January. And it just worked out with the perfect timing that you're here in town and able to share your story. So let's start from the beginning. What was the turning point that after a decade of yo-yo dieting that you were able to finally stop and commit to that healthy lifestyle?
Yes, so there was a couple factors that went into it. As I said, yeah, I was, in that diet culture for so long, and every year my weight would just fluctuate up and down, and I would lose the weight, but it would just come back on. And year after year, I just found myself in the same cycle. So I really stopped to take a look at like what I was doing and do I want to continue this way? And I definitely didn't. And combined with the fact that I didn't want to continue dieting, and also getting some news from my cardiologist that my blood pressure and cholesterol were high. And I also was born with a congenital heart disorder. So for somebody like me, even though I was only 27 at the time, it was something to be concerned about. So for the first time in my life, it wasn't about the way that I looked. So before that, I had only dieted because I wanted to look a certain way for summer in a bathing suit for an event. But
Ah,
this really kind of hit home where it was like, what you're doing is not just affecting the way you look, it's affecting your health from the inside and your heart, which you need to keep strong to live a long, healthy life. So that for me was definitely a wake up call. That and also just changing my mindset and realizing that if that's what I have control over, if I can try to help that with lifestyle changes, with nutrition and exercise, then I was empowered to do so. And I just felt how lucky am I that that's what my issue was and I could correct it. So I just went into it with gratitude that it wasn't something worse and that I did have control over it. And yeah, I just set on my path and I realized that it was the habits that I was doing before that were keeping me back. And so I really took my time to do a lot of self-reflection and figure out like what wasn't working and what I needed to do to make that huge change into a lifestyle.
I love it. Oh my God. She said so many words of wisdom. But one of the things you said that I think everyone can relate to and really take as their own is if 2020 has taught us everything, it taught us the importance of our health. and that, maybe we can't control quarantine and lockdowns and vaccine times and, all these factors, but we can control the food we eat and eating foods that would boost our immune system so that we are less susceptible to any dramatic illness happening to us. So I think, when you talk about your big turning point, it wasn't just looking good, it was that you had the power to create a healthy body and a long lifestyle without having to go on medication or anything like that. And we can all have the same why, that for our health, so that our immunity is high. So I love that. So, before I get into the next plan question, I have a divine download question that sparked from what you said. And I must reveal that she is my coach. Somebody had commented that I had more of a cheekbone. And I was like, oh, it's because she's coaching me. And one of the things you said to me, and she even so sweetly walked to my house and brought me a habit tracker, right? You said one of the things that you looked at your behaviors and what you were doing and little habits. Can we talk about how little habits have a big impact on a sustainable weight loss journey?
Yes. What I've found through my certification and just my own experience is that it's the little things that make the biggest difference. And that was what I think sets this apart from diets are like, okay, for the next 3 months, you're going to change everything and it's going to be super dramatic. So I really had to dial back and realize that no, to sustain it for life, it's about the small habits that don't seem at the time to be making a difference, but it truly is. And one of those habits for me was getting up early and getting my workout in before work, listening to podcasts. Traffic was a huge thing for me. And I was like, how can I make this more enjoyable? So I started listening to podcasts, which led me to personal development and all these things and learning different habits to start instilling in my life. So it really is those little things that make the biggest difference over time.
So when you would wake up early, then your exercise became a part of your routine. It wasn't something that, oh, I might do. It's like, this is just a part of what I do every day.
Yes, I remember like starting on this journey and using gratitude first of all, and definitely affirmations. And one of the affirmations that's from Melissa Urban, she's the founder of Whole30. She said that she would just write down every single day, I am a healthy person with healthy habits. And she started doing that when she wasn't. And so I was so inspired by that that I also started doing that because that was the person that I want to be. I wasn't that person yet, but that was my goal. So I just would do things that I thought were healthy habits for people. So that's how I would start my day. I'm a healthy person with healthy habits. And that person got up early and got her workout in before work. That person prepped her food or grocery shopped and made time and prioritized her health and well-being. So eventually, over time, I like to think I became that person. So
Wow, that's so awesome.
yeah.
In NLP, they always call that modeling, right? So you act as if until it becomes your actual reality. I was thinking that today when I was walking and I was looking for frozen yogurt in Venice, our town doesn't have frozen yogurt. So I ended up buying a Chobani, yogurt. But in my mind, the divine download I got is what would a healthy person have as a snack? And I was like, oh, it might be a good time for a green celery juice, right? And I
Yeah.
didn't act on that. But now that I have that affirmation, that can be my choice. I am a healthy person and I have healthy habits. And that's really a contrast to people like Lamar said he was doing yo-yo dieting for a few decades. Me too,
Mhm.
Lamar. A
Yeah.
few decades, like 10, 20, 30 years. For those people that have been having bad habits for many, many decades, it's almost like you start to lose hope that anything will actually work for you. That's why I like your small, incremental, just do, like he tells me, just do 5 minutes of exercise when it comes to weights. You don't have to do an hour and a half, just do 5 minutes, right? So I
Yeah.
love that so much. So when you do you ever feel like sabotaging yourself, and how do you overcome that? How do you recommend that your clients overcome that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, always drive home the fact that I am not perfect. I am just like you. I mean, I still get cravings and I still, it's hard. It takes work. But it's discipline, like you like to call it,
Discipline.
discipline. I'm not going to lie. It takes conscious work. But just I think realizing that you're human, you're going to make mistakes or setbacks, but you just continue forward. And I think instead of thinking in an all or nothing way, which I used to in the diet mentality, is if I have something that doesn't make me feel that great, then I just make my next meal a little bit better. You don't have to wait for another month to go by or another week to go by. You can start today and start with the next meal or start in the next hour.
It's so funny because I'm always recommending you to people. I'm like, you need her in your life. And then sometimes I hear people say, oh, I'm just not ready to be totally committed yet. Right.
Yes.
But even if you just have the intention of a healthy lifestyle, that healthy lifestyle and the more energy can build and inspire you. Like when I was thinking of what you were saying before, what would a healthy person do when they wake up in the morning? Instead of going for coffee like I do, they would maybe have water with lemon to alkalize their body. Like that's what a healthy person would do. A crazy person would be like, caffeine, let me get some caffeine. So I love having Britt as a health coach because she's very compassionate, because she's not doing it from a place of not knowing what it's like. You know what it's like to battle with your weight. And when you talk about losing it, but always getting it back, right? The sustainable lifestyle really involves knowing your why, your big why. And why are you healthy and balanced? And how do you help people to find their why?
Yeah, so I'm healthy and balanced because I am just grateful that I have the opportunity every day to be alive and well, honestly. I think we've all dealt with loss and losing people in our lives. And I've seen some of my best friends go through, health conditions and all that stuff. So I think of that and I think of how lucky I am to be able to do what I do every day. So that's the reason why I'm healthy. And also because I want to be able to be the best version of me, to give back to my friends and family and be there as a support for them. And I can't do that if I'm not my best and healthiest self. And I tell that to my clients as well. A lot of my clients are very busy, successful entrepreneurs like yourself. And we all know you can't pour from an empty cup. So you really have to take care of yourself first so that you can take care of others. And
That is so true. And trust me, I wrote a book about it, Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict. And I tried to pour from an empty cup and would end up getting sick, right? Over and
Mhm.
over and over again. And the funny thing about, not the funny thing, but the blessed thing about 2020 is because I was so diligent about my health, I didn't even get a little cold. Like the
Mhm.
normal seasonal cold that you get, it wasn't there. And I love that why about just being grateful. My saying that I always say is TGI. Thank
Mhm.
God I'm awake, aware, and aligned, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to to align really is to be in integrity and to be whole. And to be in integrity and to be whole, a very big part of that is the energy that you fuel your body with. And one of the things that you're always sharing with me is about eating the rainbow. And it was just so crazy when she said this to me. I just couldn't understand because I had been traumatized by so many diets. And I was like, oh God, what am I going to have to take away? She's like, actually, we're not going to start with taking away because I thought she was for sure going to take away my wine. She for sure was going to like take away something, my green pea chips or whatever. And she's like, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to start with adding in. We're going to add in
Mhm.
more water. We're going to add in more vegetables. We're going to add in more steps or more weight training. Can you explain how your approach is different than other people that are out there?
Yeah, so my approach is like you said, like let's think about what we can add in because diets just operate from lack and I want to operate from abundance. So we're
Mhm.
going to fill your plate with a bunch of great stuff for you, because it's at the end of the day, it's not about eating less, it's about eating right, and eating right in the way that what are those nutrients, what's that food doing for you. And we know the amazing benefits of all the nutrients that we get from fruits and vegetables and things that grow on this earth. So that's why I like to look at that, because honestly, this is all mindset. So you need to change the way that you look at it, because the second you feel like you just can't have anything, that's why I believe people fail or can't sustain it, because that's no way to live. We want to live in abundance. So we're going to make your plate abundant and full of beautiful fruits and vegetables and things that are colorful.
I love that, because that is in alignment with my beliefs, right? I don't believe in scarcity, right? So why would I want to starve and die? I don't want to die. I want to live. I want to live. And one of the things that you said to me, I think, because, we do the.
Oh, my sound just went out. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the power of, I was saying, eating more. So it's
Yeah.
not this or that. It's the broccolini and asparagus with the salad, right? So
Exactly.
one of the things that you said was like you were a quantity eater and so was I, but
Mhm.
instead of binging on cookies or chips, we can eat an abundant, colorful bowl of salad. That's green, that's purple, that's red, that's yellow. That's awesome.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So during this journey of losing 40 pounds, because the idea of losing 40 pounds, like I'm like, it takes me like 2 months to lose 5 pounds. I'm a little slow. I don't know. Um, and then I want to give up, right? Because I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, if it's taking me 3 months to lose 5 pounds, am I ever going to lose 40 pounds, right? So how do you stay consistent? How do you stay motivated? And how long did it take you to lose that 40 pounds?
Yeah,
What's
so
typical for others?
over time, I think like it was like a year for me, because when I change it, I mean, in the past, I would lose like 20 pounds in 3 months, but that's when I would gain it back. So this time around, this is like 3 years ago now, I would say it took me about a year to get to where I am now. And I'm always still progressing on my journey, and I want to, build more muscle and all that. So I'm not done. It's like I said, it's a journey. It's going to be a constant project and something to work towards. But I think that, yeah, like just remembering the why when you get to those hard days, and just, I mean, for me, it's life. So it's kind of a hard why to like not do. Like you just kind of have to like think of it, realize it, and just, if you want to be able to do all the things that you love to do, or if you have a family and you're running around with kids, whatever you're doing, I just think that it's super important. And yeah, like you said, I think 2020 taught us all that, you just never know what's going to happen. So if you can do everything in your power to be strong, and I think that you set yourself up for success.
I love it. So 40 pounds took a year. And I asked her, I'm like, break it down for me. Because if you go to her Facebook, you could see the before and after.
Mhm.
And somebody that's friends with you on Facebook can put your Facebook on in the comments. If you wouldn't mind, Emma, just put a link to her Facebook in there. That would be really awesome. But she went from a size 12 to a size 2, right?
Yeah.
Which makes a huge difference, right? Huge, right?
Yes.
And like you said, it is a journey, and it's not about fast and furious and then you gain it all back. It's about slow and steady, that turtle that wins the race, right? So I
Yes.
shouldn't feel
Yes.
bad that it's taking me a long time, because it means it's off for good.
Yes.
It wasn't
Exactly.
lost, it is disposed of, deleted.
Yeah. Yes, because it's like you're learning how to live like this way. Whereas like diets just have you cut everything out. And then what are you left with when you're done with that diet or that challenge? You're not left with anything to actually be able to continue on. So I think, yeah, just trusting the process and having faith that what you're doing, it will work. You just have to have patience.
Patience. Okay, faith and patience. So Jules, our Ignite Your Revenue group coaching comadre, amiga, has a question, and it's from her mom. I think her mom is watching with us. She says, what advice do you have for a 75-year-old needing to lose body fat? Good question.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I would just say like what I said before, like look at what you're eating right now, see what you can add in. How much vegetables are you eating? What does your plate look like right now? You can just look at that and try to fill your plate with vegetables and good protein sources, and maybe try to move your body. Start with 5 minutes a day, like I tell Deb. Go for a walk, go outside, which is also super healthy for you. I would just start there, and yeah, you can definitely let me know, and I'd love to help you further.
She created a monster with me because I think when I met her, I was doing like 3,400 steps a day. And now I'm like, girl, I'm doing 14,000 steps a day. She's like, okay, Deborah, calm down. Get to some weights. You don't have to work. And that was the thing that I also learned from you is that it's about the moderation, especially if you're 75 years old. It's not about that you have to do hard cardio every day. I mean, one day could be yoga. One day could be like you gave me a 15-minute because I hurt my ankle arm exercise, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, and I think this is another um, myth, I think, in the diet industry is everything that you see, the infomercial seems so hard, right? Like
Mhm.
these people are doing insanity workout, then we're doing this crazy workout, we're dragging ropes. It doesn't have to be that intense. One of the things you told me that the that it even sometimes when you relax your body and take that one day off, then that's when it gives your body a chance to release that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, prioritizing rest and recovery is just as important as moving your body. So yeah, just really like everybody's different, and it's going to be on a personalized basis. But listening to your body, and I hope, and that's what I try to help my clients get back to, is really like listen to what your body's telling you, and it will guide you in the right direction.
That's true. So Jules's mom, listen to your body. One of the things Britt always talks about is intuitive eating, you
Hmm.
know? Oh, one thing she said, I know I have all her tips in my mind. Right? One of the things you said to me that was a biggest aha was that really helped me was only eat to 80% full. I was eating to 100%. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't stop until you're totally full. And when I went out to eat, like at the Cheesecake Factory twice last week, I was like realizing, oh my God, wow. They serve you like double, triple portions when you go out. So eating to 80% full is most of the time, if you go out, leaving like a third of your plate, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think that comes back to just being mindful, and it slowing down actually would be another tip that I could give her and to anybody. And it's one of those little things that sounds like it's not going to make a difference, but slowing down and chewing your food and taking your time, which we here in America are all about the hustle and bustle and quick, 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 but we actually need to slow down and enjoy the food. And that's going to give us time to let our brain know that we just ate, calm down those hunger hormones, and make us realize we're good. We're not in fight or flight mode. We got our food. And it does take about 20 minutes for the brain to catch up to the stomach. And that's a fact. So,
20
yeah,
minutes?
yep, to register that
Ah.
we ate and we're full. So, I encourage everybody to just take a seat, slow down, focus on what you're eating, try not to have distractions. And that alone is going to make a huge difference.
It's so true because when I used to do a very bad thing where I'd be eating while I was working, and then you wouldn't even know that you ate the food. It was like, wait a minute, it's gone. And then you're still hungry. It's because you weren't mindful. Jules is really good at slow and mindful eating. So Emma says if you follow balance dot with dot Brit on Instagram, that you're going to be able to see her trips to Trader Joe's. You're going to be able to see some of her food prep and how to eat the rainbow because she's showing you how to shop, how to eat, how to prep, what you can do for exercise, all of it right on her Instagram. So she's
Yeah.
really helping you and setting you up for success. So for the clients you work with, what do you think? Because you keep saying it's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. And that's why I really wanted you on the show because the show, so heavily focuses on mindset. It's
Mhm.
maybe 80, 90% of the weight loss game. I'm not sure. But what do you think is the core limiting belief that keeps people stuck in unhealthy choices?
I think the core limiting belief is that it's somewhere that they haven't been before. So they think that either it's not for them or they can't do it. That's what I find to be, the common ground. And just knowing that, yes, you're going to be uncomfortable. You will have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, but eventually it will pay off. And just believing in yourself. I think that's a huge thing. And it sounds cliche, but you can really do anything you set your mind to. So no matter how far that goal feels out of reach for you, or even if you've never exercised in your life, you can just start today and you can become that person that you want to be. And I think because people haven't been or walked that path before, they think that they can't start. But I would empower you and let you know that you can absolutely start. It's never too late.
You could start and you could finish strong,
Yes,
right? Right? Yeah,
exactly.
because that definitely was could still be my limiting belief, like, oh, well, I can't do it. This is for other people. And that's why I was really inspired when I saw your before and after, because I was like, oh, you understand the struggle and what it's like. And then that you're still on this journey and conscientiously each and every day choosing foods that nourish and energize and support and allow you to have the healthy lifestyle. We can all There's so many things that we cannot control, especially in the last 1 year of just this unexpected, illness virus that has been going around, and we've all been affected by in many different ways. And so this is something that we can take control of, so we can feel that empowerment. So, what would be an empowering belief? Rather than I can't do it, this isn't for me, what could we say to ourselves?
I can do anything I set my mind to.
That's what J-Lo says. That's what J-Lo said. That's why J-Lo, when she was gonna do the pole movie, and she's like, "I can do anything I set my mind to." And she said that not because, "Oh, I am J-Lo." She said that because she worked with Louise Hay on positive affirmations, right? And building her confidence, because everybody struggles. Some people think that, "Oh, well, this person has it together or this person has it together." Everybody struggles. Just some people have their mindset more aligned for success than others, right? And
Yes.
so that's what Britt is inviting us to do. Okay. So if anybody has questions, feel free to write them in the comment below. I want to remind you all that you can connect with Britt. You can go to her website, balancewithbritt.com. Also, she is on Instagram, and you can go to Instagram.com/balance dot with dot Brit, BRIT, to get some great ideas about food and how to eat the rainbow and how to sustain not just weight loss, but to sustain a healthy lifestyle, so that there's no sickness, no illness that can get to you, because you are so strong. Your immunity is so high, and you are just so committed to your health and wholeness. I love that so much. Anything else, last words before we leave?
Yeah, no, I just want to drive home again the fact that I encourage you to just start today, start with your next meal and just think about how can I make this a little bit better, and just focus on the small things, and the big things will happen over time. And yeah, I'd love to help and support in any way. And I just want to inspire others to, take control of their health and do what you can with what you have.
I love that, Britt. You said start with that next meal. And you know what my next meal is? Because this is how you know I'm not on a starvation diet. It's a hamburger with
Yeah.
broccolini and a kale salad with avocado and ooh la la, some water with lemon and a little bit of cayenne. Bam. Oh,
Yes.
blackberries too. Yeah. So there we go. I'm going to eat the rainbow. You'll see it later. So I just want to say thank you, Lamar. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Jules, for all the comments, for all the questions. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. Oh, wait, one more question for the road, and then we'll
Yeah.
go. So somebody says, ooh, it's my thing too. They said, I love snacking. What
Mhm.
are some healthy things I can snack on?
Yes, I am right there with you. I love snacking as well. I would say the best way to snack is make sure it has a good protein in it to actually keep you full. So, and you can make even like mini meals as snacks. So I think changing it to sometimes we think of snack foods that have to be like an actual snack, but yeah, you could have a salad with a great fat dressing on it with olive oil and avocado and a source of protein, whatever that is for you. Some other snacks. I love hummus. It has the protein in it as well with vegetables. You can just, eat fresh vegetables, different sources, eggs, anything that has protein that's going to sustain you. Because usually when we want to snack, we tend to overdo it because the things we're snacking on aren't fulfilling.
Yeah, that was Andy because he said twin. It says Facebook user, but you just write your name, Andy, and then your name will pop up on StreamYard. Now I know he said twin. I'm like, who else would call me twin? My twin, Andy. So great you could be here with us. And I want to say thank you, Britt, for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your wisdom, for sharing your natural gift to help and coach us to align for success for sustainable weight loss. I think so many people on Facebook were putting posts today and they're saying, I don't know what happened with COVID. All of a sudden I went to try on my jeans and they don't fit. They must have all shrunk in the wash and dryer. A friend of mine called me the other day, said, I got on the scale, I gained 50 pounds. So many, I already realized this last year, but a lot of people I'm 4 pounds away from my pre-COVID weight. So I'm almost there. I'm so excited thanks to Britt's help. But I think a lot of people are going to have a rude awakening when they start putting on clothes again when we leave our house and we're not wearing sweats and yoga pants anymore. And they go out and they're like, wait a minute, this belt buckle, right? So you're here to support them, to support their health, to support their lifestyle, to support sustainable living and have a live it, not a diet. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am here each and every week with another amazing guest that is a mentor of mine, an inspiration to me, someone that I know does the inner habits. Like she mentioned, she does gratitude lists, she does affirmations, she does journaling, she does listening to podcasts, she does exercising, all these things that help her to nature to align for success. And all of us can do that. And when we align for success, we set ourselves up to have the life that we deserve in our career, in our business, in our health, and our abundance, everything. And if you want to download a free video on how to align for success, you can go to my website, which is deborahderas.com. And when you go to deborahderas.com, you could click on events if you want to see our latest events. But if you just want to download the free video, it's 4 steps to align for success. It will also give you an invitation to my VIP email list. And then when I do wonderful webinars, you can join. I did one today on how to speak with confidence on camera. I'm doing one next week on how to podcast from home. And many of these webinars are paid for by the Small Business Administration, so no cost to you. Your tax dollars have prepaid. So you're welcome. Sign up as my guest. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter and you will receive all the invitations. So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to remind you that with the power of synergy, like we have synergy, right, Bit?
Yes.
Activate.
Activate.
Right? Activate my mermaiga. That anything is possible. And if no one told you today, I will tell you, I am proud of you. I appreciate you. I am grateful for you. And guess what? I believe in you. And if you would like to release weight, I believe you can do it. And so I support you to align with that belief. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.